Hi guys and gals from Pachinko Land. This is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations. Just wanted to say that as of today's date, May, whatever it is, I don't know, 11th or 12th, something like that, we now have 300 subscribers. That's great news. Inching ever closer to 2 million. And obviously I would love to have you subscribe. Welcome questions, comments, so on and so forth. And also please visit magicpachinkorestorations.com, and there's a lot of information there and a way to contact me and for me to get back to you real easy. A lot of people ask me how I got started in pachinkos, and I thought I'd take just a second to tell you how I got started. My brother-in-law, through a series of some auctions, acquired 4 pachinko machines a number of years ago, and he's very mechanically inclined, so he could figure out how to clean them and get them working, and at one point he had all 4 of them mounted on a wall down in his home, and I went down and visited and just absolutely fell in love with the pachinko machines. I'd never seen one before, and I thought these are really cool. I mean, I was very impressed with the mechanical design of the machine. So when I got home, I was fortunate that relatively quickly I found my own pachinko machine. My first machine that I ever owned was a Nishijin Model A, and it was the one that has the little bowling pin alley right in as a center attraction. And I cleaned that up to the best of my ability at the time, and loved it, mounted it out in my workshop, and then I just decided I needed to learn more about them. So did a lot of research and just started acquiring machines, and I'm the kind of guy that likes to take something that's kind of old and dirty and crummy looking and may not work and just completely turn it around and make it back into a thing of beauty that obviously functions. So it was just a natural thing for me to get into restoring pachinkos. So that's how I got my start, and basically the reason I'm telling you the story is this particular machine was one that I had in my stock that I had purchased locally. This is a 1977 Model B Nishijin, and there's a little story about it, and I'll tell you in just a second. But my sister-in-law, brother's wife, called me a while back, and she said that she would like to give a pachinko machine to her brother. And her brother had asked if my brother-in-law had any left, and of course he didn't at the time. I didn't tell you about that. I ended up taking those 4 machines, restoring all 4 of them, giving one back to my brother-in-law, and then we collectively sold off the other 3. So he just has one, but it's fully restored now. So when Tina's brother asked about a machine, she said, well, I'll see if I can get one from me. And she picked this one out. This is a really pretty machine. I'll show you the original play field just so you can see the difference in the colors. It makes such a difference when you put a new play field on them. This machine being a 77, I would call this a hybrid machine. In 1977-78 is when the Model Cs started to come out. And knowing as much about the pachinkos as I do, this trim and this trim in here is very much more Model C than it is the Model Bs. And this Alex rotary was something that the Model Cs got into. And this is something I've never seen before, but this says FX change. And the Model Cs were built, some Model Cs were built so that this board right here could be, with loosening a couple of clips, the board could come right out. So the entire play field, all the trim and so on and so forth would come right out, and a new board could be put back in. So essentially it went from a dirty, maybe broken machine to a brand new looking machine very quickly. And they called them exchangers. So this has that trim piece on it, although it's not an exchanger. Nishijin did that quite often, where near the end of a production run or the start of a new production run, they just combined parts. So this is definitely a hybrid from 1977. So full restoration, everything gets taken apart, everything gets cleaned, Again, the beautiful red mahogany wood on these machines. And this one had most all of the covers except the seesaw and this one cover that goes in here. Now, the original, whoever got this machine originally, there's two lights here for the jackpot, and originally there would have been one light up here for the ball out light. And you'll see when I turn it around, the attractions are such that it's kind of nice to have another light up here for the jackpot. So previous owner had wired in another light, but I just didn't like what he did to the whole electrical system, so I just literally tore it all apart and rewired it and put all new wire in, all new 12-volt bulbs. And again, it runs off of the 12-volt wall plugs that I have. So let me get it plugged in. And there's your ball out light. Again, this one will light when a jackpot is made. So setup wise, you want to make sure that the ball dump latch is secure by pushing it to the right. So these two pieces interlock. I've got them marked in red. What that does is it keeps the balls going through the system into the jackpot chamber. If this is released, then it allows the balls to come out the exit chute. That would be simply for a maintenance type thing. And then the other thing you want to be aware of is your seesaw. You want to make sure that your seesaw is in this position. Again, it's this position, not this position. And there's a little push rod down here so that if it is down, you can hit the push rod and it'll bring it back up. Without the cover on it, obviously, it's easy just to reach in and do it manually. But this is the starting position. If it's down, you're going to get ball jams. So make sure this stays up when you get ready. You're going to start by taking just a handful of balls, dropping them into the upper hopper. You want to make sure they run through the system and down into the jackpot chamber without coming out and rolling all over the floor. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. So now that we know that's set, we can... You should have anywhere from 300 to 500 pachinko balls, and you want to make sure that they are pachinko balls and not ball bearings. And you also want to make sure they're nice and clean and not rusty. A rusty pachinko ball is like running sandpaper through your machine. You just simply don't want to do that. Throw rusty pachinko balls away. They're not that expensive to replace with nice new shiny ones. So 90% of what you own is going to go in this upper hopper. The rest is your supply of balls that you'll play with. You will need some sort of a container that will go across here. The winning ball comes out this little chute, and the losing balls come out this bigger chute. So you need something this wide and about that deep. One of my subscribers sent me a message and said that places like Home Depot and Lowe's, I'm sure, Menards, wherever you happen to live, make a drywall container to put drywall in while you're doing a drywall job. And he said it's just a perfect fit for back here. I haven't looked at them yet. I'm actually going to go look at them today, but it sounds like a great idea. So thank you for that. So let's get this turned around. We'll show you the machine in action. And certainly said it again. I'll say it again, even so. Once you set the machine up right from scratch, the first launch won't launch a ball. It takes one cycle to get a ball onto the launch ramp, but now it will launch a ball. And this has two tulips, a number of actually three tulips, I'm sorry, some pay pockets, and then the center attractions. The tulips, when they're closed, are a much smaller target. When they're open, they're a lot easier to drop a ball into. The pay pockets are just a straight drop. I try to tweak my nails on these machines so that you're going to win a lot. Obviously in a parlor they would have tweaked them a little differently so you didn't win all that much, but for a home user the object is to win. So I try to get the nails set so that you're going to win a lot. But again, with the tulips open, it's actually a lot easier to win. Now with this center attraction, there's three areas here. So if the ball goes down or comes in from the side, whatever, and stays on the left, you would get a payout, and it would open the left tulip. If it goes down on the right, it'll open the right tulip. And actually, I guess it does open the center tulip, but if it does go down the center, then it would most assuredly open the center tulip. So now the machine's set up with open tulips. They're a much larger target. And if you notice, when it did pay out, there's two lights here. That would be the original lights, and then the light over here that all come on at the same time, which is kind of nice. I like it. So let's launch some balls and show the machine in action. That one went right down the middle. So that's the 1977 model Nishijin Model B. Hope you like it. Thanks a lot.